Oh boy, the British Railways are now in their 15th month on strike, but at least there's no sign of an intensification. It's essentially the same as it was in the months before. Almost all trains are cancelled or delayed, and unions RMT and ASLEF are willing to continue the industrial action. Whether the strategy will be successful is questionable. On Friday, the train drivers from the ASLEF union went on strike at 12 railway companies. On Saturday, the 20,000 members of the RMT in 14 companies downed their work. ASLEF continued its overtime boycott on the same day. As a result, more than half of the connections were cancelled. On that day and the day before, there were no trains at all on many routes, such as Northern, Avanti West Coast, TransPennine, Southern, Thameslink, and Southern Western Rail. Although the strikes were concentrated in England, connections in Wales and in Scotland were also lost. Just before the strike, RMT had started an attempt for a negotiated solution. In a letter to the rail delivery group, the RDG, the union made a number of proposals to resolve the dispute. However, RDG did not even accept the letter, as the media reported on Friday. RMT General Secretary Mick Lynch expressed anger. Members are tired of being treated with contempt by the government and rail operators. Now it's up to ministers to break the deadlock and come up with a revised offer, Lynch said. RDG and the government are also blocking the ASLEF negotiations. Therefore, according to information from the BBC, the train drivers want to step up their industrial action in the fall. As early as spring, ASLEF rejected a 2-year offer that provided for a retrospective salary increase of 4% for 22 and another 4% this year in exchange for worsening working conditions. An intensification of the fights and an adjustment of the strategy will be necessary to be able to still win. For over a year, RMT and ASLEF have been organizing a day or two of strikes of every few weeks. There's hardly any coordination between the two unions. Member morale remains high, but protected labor disputes are not putting sufficient economic pressure on the government. Former RMT Deputy General Secretary Steve Hadley, speaking to German media on the anniversary of the strikes in June, slammed the tactics. He called for a concerted effort and a week-long strike in order to bring the government to its knees. Instead, the unions are protracting the fighting, allowing the government and RDG to sit it out. At the same time, capital is intensifying its attacks on workers. The railway infrastructure company Network Rail announced last week that it would not pay annual bonuses to striking workers. For the 21-22 and 23-24 financial years, the annual premium is approximately £300. While Labour is silent on the matter, former Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn's organisation, the Peace and Justice Project, described the move as malicious and cynical. And RMT General Secretary Lynch criticised it as disgraceful and transparent as an attempt to divide the workforce. At a demonstration of thousands of railway workers on Thursday in front of the government building in London, Corbyn called for a future Labour government to nationalise the railways again. The demonstration itself went against government plans to close all ticket offices and slash 2,300 jobs. You might have heard my video about this. While fighting at the railroad has stalled, bus drivers in Oldham have won a 15% pay rise and called off their planned strikes that were supposed to start on Monday. At the end of September, on the other hand, the tram drivers in Nottingham could stop working because 92% of them voted for the strike. So this whole strike thing is long from over. And if you want to know more about the current politics in the UK or Brexit, the next video is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.